This is day 34 of building an AI company from scratch. I'm the guy building it, and today, after lunchtime, I gotta do a few things about content. You know already that I want to change the schedule of these daily update videos from daily to weekly for experimentation purposes only. A/B testing is one of the things that I learned to be most valuable in business. And content, especially if it's done for a personal brand like mine, is business. And I have to take a very analytical and strategical approach to this, which is why I'm now going to watch the latest MrBeast videos. I dissected everything from his videos, I would say up to 6-7 months ago. That was before his Prime Video debut of that series. So I don't know if something changed on that. Probably yes, because content evolves pretty fast. But I have to rewatch my videos as well. Compare what the daily videos would have been if I did a weekly for them instead. Basically, I'm gonna go and watch video from 1 to 7 under the same perspective. From 8 to 14 under the same perspective. And so on. Like watching them in batches as if it was like a sub-series of weekly content, and extract the main highlights, the main interesting points from those batches, and kind of mentally construct what a weekly version of it would have been. That's how I'm gonna be able to even remotely compare the industry standard, like the top of the top of storytelling and engaging videos, to what I have done so far. To then be able to write not a script, because I can't script videos like this, I'm just hitting record and whatever happens in my day happens. But what is the glue that puts those clips together on a weekly basis? That's narration and storytelling, which I can't do on a daily basis because it's so fast, it's happening so fast, and sometimes there's almost no progress at all to make it interesting. So it's purely a vlog and very natural, but to hook you guys in even more and to attract a broader audience with these videos, I have to do it. So today will be mainly about content. I have Francesco, my new AI automation partner, setting up his new N8N environment on Render, because he's been trying his best to operate with free solutions. He tried Google Server, he tried, what else? Oracle. But he's been slow because the interface, the whole backend, when you go for free tiers, is low with self-hosting with N8N. So I got the AI automation side taken care of. I will do that later tonight once I'm done with this content thing. But yeah, precisely, let's do this content thing. Very important thing. It's been 2 hours and I've done quite some progress on the external analysis. So basically doing a few things. The main was just discovering videos that were kind of relevant, that were outliers. So this is Ryan Trahan. I also analyzed MrBeast video and a few other creators. Who else? Davey Fogarty. Very the top of the top. So analyze their content with my own take as a viewer and my take with the help of Dia as the creator instead. So this is how basically the whole thing works. I opened a video. This is Dia native browser. Opened a video, asked specific question. This was the prompt that I used. Okay. And I got specific answers on sound effects, visual aspects, and gamification, humor, every single component of that video. And then I asked, before jumping to the next video, to internalize and learn everything about that video. And then, we moved on to the next one. I'm gonna keep doing this for some other videos that I had been watching over here. Because I just had to kind of switch. I didn't want to stay too much on the bed. I have pain everywhere. because it's been a lot of time since I worked out. So now my muscles are hurting. Like I have everything is in pain right now. Almost every muscle. So that's why I wanted to stay on the bed a little bit. But now I got tired of that. So I watched a few other videos on here. But the problem is Dia isn't available for Windows. So I'm gonna now just move those videos over to Dia and analyze them with Dia. Next step for me is to watch my videos, ask Dia to do the same thing with no like bias, not saying this is me, even though I think technically it already knows it because Dia learns about what you do on the browser, so it knows that account is mine. But I'll try to be sneaky about it and do the same process as if we're still analyzing top performers and see how much the whole thing changes. Then I'm gonna explicitly ask it to do a comparison between the videos, between the creators, and then to like create a templatized version of what I need to do in order to fill the gap that inevitably I'll be able to spot. That's the plan. Let's keep executing it. I've been positively interrupted while doing my research by one of the members of the Vibe Builders with great news, which makes me happy because it's a small detail, but just judge for yourself. Tom sent me a friend request, he's part of the Discord as you can see, and asked if I wanted a free year to Perplexity because he has a voucher thanks to his phone company. Like the fact that he took the time out of all people to, just select me, it's great, right? Because, I don't know, it makes me feel good. I don't need money from the community, at least not right now. If this thing gets bigger to the point where it can become a school community or where we have a lot of value and features like the co-vibe, co-working space, all of that, then it makes sense. But for now, I've been very selective with who can join for this reason, because I know directly or indirectly, soon or later, everything comes back. And this proves that building in public and turning attention, raw attention, into genuine conversation, into funneling those people in a community pays off. So thank you, Tommy, for watching this. Definitely knew I was actually thinking about Perplexity a few hours ago before starting this research about content, because I actually need it. I need it for the bots, for N8N, and for the research that I have to conduct on non-automation related things, like for the consumer apps. I do a lot of market research. I use a lot of O3 deep research. I use a lot of Grok deep research, but Perplexity is still the best. And I want to be able to offer the best solutions to whatever I build for whoever my clients will be, and also for myself. So thanks, Tom. It gets me going even more now. I got an hour before I got to watch a football match, so more work on the way. Wow. What Dia allowed me to do today with the research into my competitors and like people that are my competitor, like the top creators, like Mr. Beast, is incredible. I can't believe this is free. I know it's from the browser company that launched and scaled Arc to one of the best, if not the best browser in the world right now. So you could expect that, but for a tool that is not even in public beta, it's in closed beta, it's crazy. Like the contextual knowledge and in-depth analysis that you can do on YouTube with Dia, directly with Dia, this shit is mind-blowing. But I will show you in a daily recap right now. And there we go with a daily recap. If you don't know, this part of the video is structured into 3 sections. The first one is community feedback, where I interact with your comments on YouTube or DMs on X or Instagram, as well as more in-depth questions from inside the community if you are part of it. Second section is data track, where I see how much the situation changed from yesterday in terms of balance, followers, and overall progress. Third but not least is strategy, which is what links today with tomorrow and the rest of this journey. So I think about what's next, what I can do, what I won't do anymore, just some strategy that then becomes practical. Now let's start with the community feedback. B. Hamburda said, thanks for your responses. I'll for sure let you know if there are any questions I have. I appreciate it. Okay, so he's coming back from another question that he made. Thanks, man. Noob Master says, but why go for this when we have NCS? That's not copyright sound. I don't know, but I think AI music in general is pretty shit. We have a lot of artists who make free-to-use music. Maybe try those. I agree. I actually agree. The purpose of this video wasn't to replace not copyright sounds or in general music, background music with AI, because I think the natural progression of the medium in which AI evolves with is text, image, video, audio, like together. So right now we are in a micro phase, very focused on text, which involves coding, by the way. So that's why we noticed it pretty clearly with GPT-4o image, image 1, and then slowly went down to the rest of like video. We saw some Pika updates, was that Higgs field, great updates from Higgs field when it comes to video. So I think something related to audio is next that, you know, has to be kind of new. But audio can be very broad as a topic. In fact, there has been something new with audio, but it's mostly open source models to rival 11 Labs in quality, but with a fraction of the cost. I think that's what the progress is being made, okay, to remove that monopoly that 11 Labs kind of has. So not necessarily touching music, but just audio in general, like voice. So I don't know when the music moment will be for AI, but this tool over here is a good option in the meantime, right? Because it's not entirely AI. That's why I kind of called it vibe producing in a way, because it's almost more for producers, right? To create a track for their songs, maybe to sing on or to rap on, right? It's really good with that, in my opinion. For maybe amateur bands that need kind of inspiration, all those kind of things, I think it's good. So that was the purpose of the video. Federico says, I have to see that YouTube course too, Dom. He's referring to the Nick Sativ course about an 8N. Yeah, I haven't watched it because you know why, but after the first hour, I can tell it's really good. Francesco ready to cook. Yeah, he's referring to my new partner, and he knows him. Me, Francesco, and Federico will actually stay together at the end of June, more or less, to cook something up. And then there was someone that commented the keyword to get the tool in this short over here. So now let's see X. Zoe said, what's up, Dom? Super random, but have you used Amazon in the past? I work with this. We show individuals how to claim hundreds of USD monthly from their Amazon activity. You want details? Okay, so in this case, I said, hey, Zoe, sounds curious. Tell me more about it. I'm just curious. This is a good DM. Yeah, quite friendly. Then it's from a girl. I don't know if she's real or it's just, yeah, probably she is. Because there's this strategy going on LinkedIn especially where you use female profiles because they get a higher DM open rate and response rate. So, but yeah, I guess that's not the case here. Now, data track. For day 34, balance stayed unchanged. $929 spent. Gonna basically reach more than $1,000 by the end of this week. But it's fine. Followers, triple seven here, because we gained 3 on TikTok, YouTube, and X, and 8 on Instagram for a total of 17. Progress is what you were looking for. Dissected and templatized top YouTubers' long-form strategies, compared and adapted these strategies to AI-related YouTubers, and everything was done using the browser, which is now trained on all this material. So this is highly tied to the strategy section of the video, so let's do it. This Mark Lewis video was one of the latest that I've been analyzing, but it was a long conversation. Long conversation. It started from a MrBeast video. This was the prompt that I used. This is how I dissected everything into 10 different steps. And if you guys stop and read through this, it's so accurate. It also has the context of sound design and on-screen graphics. It's very, very detailed. It has specific quote-unquote parts, which are basically sentences pronounced by the subject in the video. And then, you know, I kept going. I asked for timestamps, and it could give me the timestamp, so that's perfect too. Then, you know, asked for everything in a single message. I was just testing with the format of it. But then I said, you know, now before we move to the next video, make sure to internalize and learn everything about this video and blah, blah, blah. So it kind of stored everything in its memory. And then that was the prompt I kept using. Now next video. And I was on a new page because every message I send here, when you open the chat inside of whatever page, so let's say this, you open the chat, it refers to the context and everything about that page. For example, now this is a tool that allows me to implement gamification in my Discord server. And it knows it. It knows like explain builder score, last $5 uses, define accolades, describe server buffs. It has already pre-made things that you can ask it. But when it comes to YouTube, it's very deep. Like it goes so much in depth. So I've been testing it for a month, more than a month already. I've been using TI, and it's incredible for YouTube usage. I use it when I have to learn something, but also in this case when I have to create something by analyzing what's already working. Now, I know there's some apps, even MrBeast himself launched in a YouTube analyzer with a pro plan that you can find outliers and kind of see the test with the thumbnails that have been done by that YouTuber and all of that. But you still have to do this work over here. You have to analyze all of it. So in this case, I did everything manually because I have no money, almost. So I had to just find the outliers myself. That's why this whole thing took my whole day, but it worked. It worked. I kept going on and on and on and on. You can stop at any point. You can see the prompts I've been using are exactly the same by being on that relevant page. And yeah, it's been working great. It will be like, this shit is amazing. Then I went on, let's see if I can find it. Yeah, here. I asked it to, after, you know, for me to test the memory, I asked it to rank all the videos you learned about and internalized so far based on which one has the most viral structure and what's the best and worst thing about each. The crazy thing is that it ranked them exactly on what is objectively the best, which you might think it just looked at the views and it ranked them based on the views that that video had. Well, potentially that also works, but it isn't what it did, because you can double check the titles. There's no direct link here, but you can double check the titles and see that it's not exactly like that. Some views in like lower positions have more views. So it broke down why it ranks number one, best thing and worst thing. Like, look at this. The only flaw of this MrBeast video is that it's high octane. Almost impossible for creators to replicate without a 7-figure budget and a team of editors. So true. Then there was this one. And, you know, he used a context of, like, he knows that we started from MrBeast, so I took him as the main reference. And now, yeah, he said MrBeast of AI education. And all that kind of stuff. And I agree with the ranking that he made over here. Then I asked it to like now we're going to analyze a different batch of videos. These are videos that performed well, but we're not talking about millions of views. These videos are from creators that are technically my competitors, doing videos about AI entrepreneurship, and a few more things. You can label the batch we just finished analyzing as high batch, and the one we're going to do right now as medium batch. Is everything clear? Explain everything, got everything right, and so we started again. But with videos that weren't from like top of the top creators with hundreds of thousands or millions of views, but with videos with less than 100,000 views. And that were still the outliers for that channel. In a short span of time, I didn't take videos from like a year ago or 2 years ago, just the last few months for each creator that I analyzed. So again, kept doing the same thing, analyzing everything in 10 points, his own take as my co-creator strategist, and then, internalizing everything, and that's it. Until the point where I basically asked it to do a comparison over here. Now use everything you've learned from the high batch to identify what the videos from the medium batch are missing or could have implemented to go even more viral. And it did that. And again, this is perfect because it broke everything down again in 10 points. So the 10 most recurring points that have been coming up, which are technically the 10 structures, the 10 components of a video, if you think about it. There isn't anything else. Like you can take any video on YouTube and divide it. There, of course, has some storytelling to it. So we're not talking about, let's say, a highlight of a football match, right? Videos that have value in it from a personal brand. You can dissect every video in those 10 points, right? And what it did here is what high batch does. So in this case, escalating cinematic stakes. Every segment raises the stake from can he survive, can he win, can he change his life, emotional investment, and what medium batch misses. Stakes are often technical. Can I build this or can I monetize, but rarely emotional. So to fix it, I suggested a fix, add a personal backstory, a public challenge, or a this is my last shot narrative, which is perfect. So now that I learned how to compare them, how to fix all of that, I wanted to put it even more to the test. And I asked it, now pick a random video from the medium batch, again, to retest the memory. I didn't say which video, I said pick a random video, and rewrite it by implementing everything you've learned and just explained from the high batch. And then started, picked a video, and restructured all the 10 section in different suggestions that could have been used. A visual overlay as well, but mainly kind of the hook, like the open loops at the beginning, the personal backstory. These aren't something that goes like point number 1, 2, 3. If you read them sequentially, they don't make sense. And that's perfect because I don't like script, like recording a scripted video. I like to have structures for me to follow. And Dee already knows it, honestly, because we had a few conversations a few weeks back about this. So that's why I didn't give an exact word-by-word script, but some overall containers and ideas on how to approach it. So yeah, you can see it. You can see the pacing, you can see the escalating stakes, and that's pretty much it. So now we took that video from Mark Liu. I think that's I logged myself for 30 days to build this SaaS, yeah, and recrafted it for more virality potential. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. Because I have reference of what videos are outliers, which means they worked, but paired with the highest top of the top YouTube frameworks for me to use. I'm not done with this research. Tomorrow I'll create, let's say, the low batch, or probably gonna call it the personal batch, where I'm gonna do, it's gonna be a pain in the ass, very slow again, but I can do it. I'm gonna go day by day, every video in 34 days, yeah. Analyze them, or even, it's not about analyzing them because I haven't followed a specific structure apart from 2-3 videos. It was very improvised. I hit record, that's it. But I want to do this because now it knows everything about my journey. If it analyzes, dissects every video I did, it knows everything about my journey, which is crazy. There's many things maybe from day 26 that I can't reference anymore. I forgot all of that. And it happens with some comments about old videos Where someone leaves a comment now about day 14, it's been like 2 weeks, almost 3 from that moment. I don't remember, right? So that's one thing. It can help me extract snippets from each video that maybe can become a short form or like anything like that. It's an extension to my second brain that I have already set up on my Fabric, but it's perfect because I can technically integrate the two. If I open Fabric in here, it knows everything about Fabric too. It's like second brain on top of second brain. It's like this is the hardware, Fabric, and DI is the software that runs on this, right? Because if I open a note in here, DI has the full context about it. If I go to, let's say, my urgent tasks, urgent priority, I can ask, of course, the AI inside of Fabric, but I can also ask DIA, like if DI gives me an answer here, I can ask DIA, like build on top of this answer. Because now it knows there's this container here, like HTML speaking, because the AI is embedded in the browser. It knows that it has to reference this. And if I like select some text, let's do whatever text, honestly. Like I can open a note. It gives me a summary. I can, let's say, do copy. I can open the chat. Or I can simply select this thing over here, and now it's selected and I can work on top of it, right? So this thing is broken. I think people are sleeping on it simply because they either don't know about it or because they didn't have the chance to test it. But the more I test it, the more surprise I get. I think that's the most logic evolution of consumer-ready AI inside the browser itself. Just like you have a camera in every phone right now. It wasn't that obvious 15 years ago. Now it's normal. Like if a phone doesn't have a camera, it's not a phone. That's it, you know? And I think I'm not talking about 5 years time, in 2 years time, at max, I would say 1 year time, if a browser doesn't have an AI built in it, it's not a browser. If a browser doesn't have tabs right now, it's not a browser, right? You get the concept. So tomorrow I'll keep working on this. I will keep adding on like my own stuff. So extracting everything that I'm doing online so that it's concentrated into a specific place that I can fetch information from. And, you know, the next logical step would be, hey, this was my video that got almost 2,000 views. What could I have done to make it better? Using the references from high and medium batches, or high batches only. Or I take a video that is similar to mine, I said, this went viral, mine not. Why? And then I say, use all the context and knowledge you have. This shit is amazing. And it's completely free, so I'm exploiting the most out of it. And I unfortunately don't have invites. Let's see, send the invite. Yep, ran out of. They're not giving more invites, probably again because they have a lot of, and not a lot of, I mean enough users, and they are front loading every cost because you don't put your API key in here, and they use ChatGPT, the most advanced models. So that's pretty much it. I'm excited for the end of week 5, which is tomorrow with day 35, because then, as you know, my content will change on YouTube. At least for a week, I'll test it. Just instead of doing the daily videos, we do the weekly ones. And that's why I also have a meeting with my editor tomorrow to discuss everything I just explained here, but with him. And yeah, pull the trigger on the new strategy. Then I have networking and journaling over here. Networking basically means if we connect on X, your name is going to be in here, your tag. Journaling is like journaling. It's how I feel at the end of each day. So if you want to see how my emotional states changes based on what happened that day or how things are going in general, how much I'm spending, as well as getting all these daily recaps about 12 hours before I post the video. You can find them on X, and you can find my X in the description with all other socials too. See you guys in day 35, and as always, let's keep building.